Hello, I am Tara Nolan from Transformation Tara and grateful to be here with you. And let me know if anyone's popped on with us. And I'm going to be popping on from another device as well. Here we go. All right, I want to talk to you today about freedom. So there are a few different kinds of freedom. Emotional freedom, right? Freedom from emotional or physical pain. There is geographic freedom, the freedom where you can live anywhere, and financial freedom, as well as time freedom. So that's actually 4. So if you are watching this either live or you're in the replay, I would love for you to just tune into your heart right now and consider, like, if there were any kind of freedom you wanted the most, what would that be? Would it be financial freedom, time freedom, freedom of like where you live, geographic freedom, or emotional freedom right now? It could be, emotional or even physical. So whatever it is, I urge you to ask yourself, is the freedom that you desire freedom from something or freedom to something? And let me explain that. There was a time that I was in corporate America as a leader in sales and management in my business. And I wanted freedom from the stress, freedom from the schedule, freedom from the company. I wanted to get away. And that's really not the healthiest kind of freedom that you want to have. It's something to recognize and be aware of. But instead, we want to step into this place of being conscious creators and look what you want freedom towards. Like, do you want freedom to live anywhere and do anything? Do you want freedom to travel to your dream destinations and live in your free dream house, right? So if you're trying to get away from something, we want to shift that perspective and look at what you want to get towards. If you are experiencing pain in your life right now, like let's say emotional pain, what can you let go of? Who can you forgive? What can you do to get there? So I want to talk to you about the power of choice. Choice is what leads us to emotional freedom. And really to urge you to tune in to your wants or desires and your needs. Are you making decisions in your life because of things that you need or things that you want? So hi, great to see so many of you popping on. If you're just popping on, I am Tara Nolan from transformationtara.com, speaking to you about the different types of freedom today, how that can literally impact and change your life. And I'd love to hear in the comments if there is a type of freedom that you want most in your life right now, if that's geographic freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, emotional freedom. And having this power of intention, like bringing it front of mind and even typing it in the chat, let's not only the internet gods, but the universe know that that is something that you are bringing to mind and that you are bringing into your life. So, and plus I can speak to you more clearly, knowing what matters to you right now and where you're at. So awesome. Time and financial. Thanks, Stephanie. Great to see you. Stephanie was at a few of you here I see were at my live event in Milwaukee last week. We had an amazing event at this beautiful hotel. And on that event, so many people did raise their hand and say, I'm looking for some greater financial and time freedom in my life. And because of that, I actually offered to create a workshop that I'm doing this Friday. If you're interested in that, I don't want to forget to tell you, you can go to moneywithtara.com and you can register. So if you're part of that event, it is my gift to you. If you are here, it is a very low investment, but you do need to invest because it makes a statement that I am worth investing in. I am worth investing in the time and money to create more freedom and shift my mindset around what gets to be possible for me in my life, financially and otherwise. So at this time in my life, I was going back to in corporate, I didn't always feel like I had financial freedom, but I was almost running from the money because the financial freedom was keeping me, or the finances were almost keeping me stuck, right? You heard that term, golden handcuffs. And it was like, I couldn't get the time. I couldn't get the emotional freedom. I wanted to get away from that stress. And Then there were times in life I had so much freedom, but I had so much time freedom, but I wasn't creating the finances I wanted when I was traveling the world in yoga and leading retreats. Now I can say we are here in Milwaukee in our second home, and we are leaving for Bali this spring and having a retreat there. If anyone's interested in joining us, that's in May. You can find that under events at transformationterra.com. And the rooms have been selling out, so they are limited. So if you're interested in that, check out Bali. That gives you that geographic energy. And yeah, we're going to be spending a couple of months there, my daughter and I, in the spring. That gives me, so now I get to experience the geographic freedom, the financial freedom, and the time freedom. Like, this is what I'm just choosing to do today. And I really have the rest of my day free. I'm going to decorate for Halloween with my daughter and her friend and have a little Halloween party. I'm going out for a business dinner tonight to do some networking, which I'm choosing to do. And I think I'm going to spend the day walking my dog and maybe working on my book if I'm feeling so desired. So it's like, but this didn't just happen to me. This didn't just happen. I've been through a series of about 5 coaches now over the last 5 or 6 years. I have really taken the time to create this life. People will often say, isn't that great that you get to just, you know, travel the world and make money? It didn't just happen. I'm like, you can do it too, but it's not like it's easy. I've always had to really tune into my heart about what I wanted most, what would be amazing. If it sounds amazing, it's a must. And then I got strategic with my head. So I think there's this combination of using heart and head. And the heart is really stepping into trusting yourself that you are worthy and deserving of having it, that it is possible for you. It's when we make decisions to, like, let's say, even invest in ourselves or get a coaching program or do something, and then we second guess it. That causes the brain to go in a different place of like, you don't make good decisions, you can't trust yourself. Instead, how about making a new neural pathway in the brain that says, I get to listen to my heart's desires? And all the guilt around it, that's all a story that you're making up, right? And some of you were with me a couple of weeks ago and we talked about the story versus fact in our life. So notice when any thoughts are coming from should. If it's should, it's not listening to your heart. And if it is guilt, it is a story that you're making about why you can't. And if you say, I can't because of, family commitments, then no, create the freedom by knowing it's still a choice. You're choosing to have those family commitments. You want them. And if you really want something, it's not that you need it, but you want it, then it just becomes how. It's not an if, it's not a yes or no, it's just a how. Anything. I don't care if it's investing in a coaching program, traveling to Bali, creating your own business, like having a dream relationship, like any of it. It's not an if, it's just a how. How do you get it done? And really stepping away from this old paradigm of I have to be responsible and I need to do all of this. I had someone tell me this week, I will definitely not share a name, but someone told me, I'm really second guessing. I don't think I should join a coaching program because I can put that money towards my house. Putting money in your house, is that going to yield a 6-figure return? Is that going to yield the return that you can create by going after your dreams and having that fulfillment? I mean, fulfilled dreams, and knowing that you really had growth, like personally, spiritually, and professionally. Like, there is no other investment than when you invest in yourself. And that gives you the power of choice to create the freedoms you want in your life. So again, if you're looking for some financial freedom and you know that there's some blocks around that, I mean, we all have blocks because we all have a ceiling, right? So no matter where you're at, there's probably blocks to the next level. So please do go to moneywithterra.com and join me this Friday and put in the time. It's a couple hours. Like, invest the time in yourself to say, I'm willing to look at it to create a new result. There is like nothing more motivating than a dose of inspiration. When you get a dose of inspiration, you take different actions that create different results in your life, in your business, and in your bank account. So put this time in together with us on Friday. That's my call for you today, to take an action right away and do that and join us Friday. And in addition to that, do some journaling and like go within and think, what would that freedom that I want, like that financial and time freedom, what would that give you? Actually, I'd love for you to share in the chat now. What would it give you? What would change in your life if you had the freedom that you actually desire? Maybe it's the financial freedom. Maybe it's the time freedom. What would be different? And let's look at how you can start creating that now. So you consciously create your life and you don't just be a victim of circumstance, but rather you're in an empowered space and you're in a space of trusting yourself that you can. Like, what if right now we're just into fourth quarter? What if right now you finish up the year creating more financially than you did the rest of the year combined? What if 2023 gets to be your signature year that you made a big difference? And or what if you really set yourself up for 2024? Like, what can you do different in order to make it happen? Because it really starts now. Those amazing women in my magical manifestation mastermind, they already have been planning how they're kicking off 2024 and what differences they're going to make by looking at what kind of schedule they want weekly, what they want to do with like the marketing overall, what kind of programs they're going to offer, how it's going to work. And we do this work together to know that you're not going to be behind the eight ball when next year starts. So when you already look at like what you want the rest of this year and next year to look like, to have that freedom, and you look at your why, you can like be at this amazing place next year where something different is happening, right? So I see travel and more time with my marriage, right? So, and then I, of course, always love to go deep and deep into the layers. So if it's more time, I'm just getting comments. So some of you won't see all the comments because I'm on a few different platforms right now. So I'm having, oh, you want to go to Bali? I love that. Yes. So go to my upcoming events on transformationtarot.com and seriously reserve your spot to Bali because it's not going to be around forever to join us. And then I'm hearing on another platform, someone saying to travel more and have more time with my marriage. So then we go deeper into the layers of the why. Why would it matter to you to have more time in your marriage? And you don't have to answer this in the comments, or you can, but to have more time in your marriage might, bring a different relationship in the partnership, right? And experience more love. And, why does that matter to experience more love? Why does it matter to travel more? Like, and when you get really deep, like, because this is my life, like, this is why I'm here. This is what life's about. It's not just here to like do what everyone else thinks I should do. Then you're living, you'll never connect to your true soul essence. Like your truth lies in your soul and it's unique to all of us. And so no one else can ever possibly know what's right for you and your soul's journey. They'll never know what investments you should make. They'll never know what choices you should make. They'll never know where you should travel. And if you try to kind of like appease everyone else throughout your life, there ends up being this like void or hole or this like discontentment. And when you get to look at like, but I matter and my happiness matters and my life matters, then you get to make choices that really support more of a ideal dream vision and step into your happiness. When you step into your happiness, you actually have more to give everyone around you, the people you love, the people you serve, your clients, your family, your children, your partner, because you show up with this joy, you show up with this light that comes from the inside out. And that is really inspiring to others. That is how you get to make a difference in this world, by starting with you. And looking at what happens when you don't. What happens when you don't make the changes, when you don't allow the freedom, when you don't create the finances, you don't make the time, you don't travel the places you want to go, you don't let go of the rigidity around the way other people should treat you or what they should be doing. Like, how does that eat at you? How does that play a role in your life? And what happens if we talk again next year and nothing's changed? How about in 3 years? How about in 5 years? And you're still kind of spinning and wishing you had this freedom, wishing that the finances had changed, the time freedom had changed. You were still going to travel someday. And then who knows, because there's been pain, like in other ways, an illness sets in or something else happens. Like, don't wait for your life to start in the future. Let your life start now, today. Like, embrace the choices that you get to make to create the freedom you want in your life, in your mind, and let your heart be heard. If I wouldn't have listened to my heart when I left corporate America, I wouldn't have traveled around the world. If I wouldn't have traveled around the world, I wouldn't have ended up at a yoga training, basically a yoga boot camp in Bali for a month. If I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have studied under the most amazing gurus and be able to bring that into the work I do today, teaching ancient yoga principles and the power of spirituality and listening to your heart and rising to the higher self. I wouldn't have changed my own life. I don't know where I'd be. Sometimes I wonder if I would still be alive. Honestly, who knows what could have happened in the way stress was, playing a role in my health. It could have been a car accident. It could have been leading me towards, who knows, over drinking, different things happening that really can be results from living with stress and unhappiness in your life. So that's why it becomes so important. Now I'm able to reach more people with it, because the best decisions I've made in my life were things that didn't make sense from the outside. No one else would have ever thought I should have invested when I first did in coaching programs, when I didn't have the finances to do it. But how else would I have? Oh my God. I mean, that money has been 20-fold, in time, over time. And how else would I have, tripled my income and, these things that happened again and again, looking at spending the money. No way, you can't afford that. Don't do it. It's crazy. Anyone else on the outside would say that, right? But it was it doesn't have to make sense. This is my purpose. And I'm not going to second guess my decisions when it comes to being in my purpose, which is making a difference for other people and allowing the purpose to lead, allowing the heart's desires to be heard. Because this is what life's all about. We just get to say yes. We don't have to think about the pros and cons and shouldn't I, and I'm going to be responsible. Responsible is not always going to get you to the next level, and it's not truly responsible. What's responsible is listening to your heart and betting on yourself and then going all in. Bet on yourself, go all in, and then be responsible by actually doing the work and being there fully to receive the lessons and take actions towards your goal, getting committed. That's what makes the biggest difference in life. It didn't make sense to go travel the world for me. It didn't make sense to take out money and put it towards a coaching program. These are the things that completely changed my life for the best. If you think of the times in your life, I'd love to hear that you ever listened to your heart and it didn't make sense. How did that change your life? You can't make the decision that's scary now and know where it's going to take you. But if you look at the scary decisions you've made and now and look back, looking backward, you can connect the dots and say, wow, that really did yield a return. That really was the greatest investment in me. And I'm not just talking financial. I mean, financial, time, travel, risk. Get clear on what you want to create in your life and give yourself permission to do so. Then go forward to where you're going to be once you've achieved it. Maybe it's a year from now, 3 years from now, and make decisions from your future self as if you're already there. Make decisions as though you've already achieved your dream desires. Then you'll know what steps to take now in order to get there. I hope that serves some of you today. It's been awesome connecting with you. This was Tuesdays with Tara, which I haven't been doing for a while. I'm Tara Nolan. You can find me at transformationtarot.com. And again, we have a really low investment workshop coming up this Friday. It's just a couple hours and a couple dollars of your time. If you go to moneywithtarot.com, I'll put it in the chat here. Moneywithtarot.com. It is your money mindset to manifest miracles. So let's do that together. I would love to hear if any of this resonated with you. And I would really suggest that you take some time to journal on what freedom it is that you want, why and how that will make a difference in your life. Well, how that will make a difference in your life and why that matters. So I leave you with that. And I send you so much love. Let's stay connected. Can't wait to see you again soon. Bye. Peace out there. Enjoy this beautiful day.